guys wrapped up your adventure at Firefinger. Fury, James's character, almost died a solid like dozen times.
Mm-hmm.
But he lives.
But he did survive, thankfully. You rested in the forest after defeating a good number of the Terrafolk. And when you decided to ascend the spire once more in the morning, you were saddened to discover that they had fled and taken some of the treasure with them. However, you did find the mask, which was your quest objective, for Azaka, your guide. Azaka, who it turns out is a were-tiger, is extremely capable and strong, and has asked you to keep that particular factoid under wraps. Then, you exited the area of Firefinger. Now, having accomplished your quest, she was willing to guide you to your destination for free. You chose between traveling very far to the west, investigating some of the kind of militant areas where like groups are fighting off the undead, and elected to go treasure hunting, heading east towards Mesro, aiming to cross the gorge and head southwards, hoping to find a lost dragon horde. You traveled that day and camped out for the night, where you awakened in the middle of the night as Azaka shook Fury and Fury and Nora, the melee fighters, shook you both awake, covering her mouth, asking for quiet as she pointed out into the darkness. Oh Jesus, it's loud.
It really was loud.
It was quite loud.
Now the real game begins.
Indeed. She shakes the two of you awake. You can see nothing in the darkness beyond, especially Fury, who is essentially blind in the dark. Even Nora, with your dark vision hampered by the...
Oh, we're missing Fury in the game.
No, we're not. Oh, James, are you not in the game, or are you bugged?
My internet just derped.
Nice.
Like, everything completely froze for like 60 seconds.
Excellent.
And then it said, lost connection and da-da-da-da-da.
Well, make your way back.
It's action time.
Indeed.
Tempting to do so.
Ozaka shakes the two of you awake, covers, urges you to silence, and then points out outside of the firelight, indicating that enemies are approaching. Nora, you rub your eyes, rub the sleep out, and though you're a little bit hampered by the firelight inhibiting your own night vision, you can see many shadowy silhouettes moving through the trees, counting a disturbingly large number. You fear that you may be swarmed by assailants in the very near future. Fury, you rub the sleep from your eyes, look around, and see nothing but what the meager campfire exposes.
Oh. Who there?
Can I use Hunter's Mark? Or one that I can see.
You certainly can. Now, whether you can, let's check and see if that's a verbal spell or anything like that.
Verbal.
Hunter's Mark is a verbal spell, so you will probably
attract attention.
Attract attention. Yeah. Now, I mean, they're on their way towards you anyway, so that might not be a big deal to you. Just you're in character. You're aware that you have to say words in order to activate this effect.
Yeah, and she just shook us awake. She wasn't making a noise other than
correct. She
that.
stealthily padded over and quietly shook the two of you awake.
Okay, all right. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna kind of see everything going on, kind of give her the nod, just acknowledge what's happening. I'm gonna try to motion to go back somewhere, like away from here, to get away to her. I don't know if this is gonna.
You trying to
Make
mime
it-
like "Let's run"?
Yeah.
Okay. Fury, when you quietly whisper out there like "Who dare?" or "What's out there?" or whatever you said, she just kind of like she holds up many hands like counting fingers, and then points out into the darkness to the north and east.
Ooh.
Then Nora, like you look over and you see Nora gesturing in the opposite direction. She's pointing southwest like "Let's go."
Then I'm asleep.
Both of you are asleep, and no one has done anything about that.
Or
I'm
I'll
gonna-
turn into a bear
Now
instead.
it's too late now.
I'll kick Avi, and
Oh no! You wanted to run. That was your instinct.
I mean, I haven't actually.
I'd let you
learned.
had that idea, and then Dungeon had to say it, so now you can't.
Damn it.
I was double checking there that was in fact my status. Sleeping.
It is
Okay.
in
Why-
fact your
that's why I
status.
didn't say anything.
You and Hawks are both asleep and apparently staying that way.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I wanted to see if they were gonna wake us up or not.
Mhm.
Oh, no.
James, are you unable to join?
It keeps giving me a 500 error.
Are you joining on the right link?
Yeah, I'm joining on the same one I joined on earlier.
Close all the things.
I probably at this point, yeah. Let me just.
Reboot.
Reboot.
I've tried making sure your internet's plugged in.
Sir, have you considered turning it off and back on again? Alright, go. Fury. That's what you're saying. You've been told that there are assailants coming from the north and the east. Nora looks like she'd like to run away. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'm gonna turn into a spider.
Okay. Fury gets up, grabs his axe, thinks better of trying to stand and fight in the darkness, and then animorphs out into spider form. You now also see inhibited by the darkness, but the skeletons that you will see when I put your spider form on the map are, there we go, Spooter, move Fury, grab Spooter. All right, so given that you're hampered by the night blindness of a fire, you see the skeletons. You can roughly count their number, but they're more shadowy silhouettes because your night vision itself is partially ruined. Okay, so yeah, you see that. It looks like they are. I mean, they're not literally here on the edge of camp. That's just for the sake, for ease of my own usage. They're maybe 2 rounds out of at a walking pace, moving 10-15 feet per turn. You guys have a very short amount of countable seconds to make a decision.
Now gotta wake him up?
Nope. Not until a decision is made will I let you remember that you probably should wake up your party now.
Alright.
So Fury, you can no longer talk, but now at least you can see the enemies. Are you thinking fight, or are you thinking Nora was right and y'all should run?
Run away!
All right. Yeah. The spider turns southwestward and kind of gestures with one giant spider leg. What do you think?
That looked terrible, actually.
Mm-hmm. Nora, you get the feeling he's on board with the let's run plan. Is that what you want to do?
I mean, I think I'm gonna realize at some point, like, not all of us are together.
And that's
so.
fine, but you have to like what your
Yeah.
catalyst is make a decision. Are you running?
Let's run.
Okay.
It's better flight. I'm gonna run.
All right. So the two of you are shaken awake, surprised in the night. Azaka points out some enemies. He shifts into a spider form. You both have seen the number of enemies and do not know their relative strength. And you're like, all right, we got to book it. There's too many.
Mm-hmm.
Fury skitters over and shakes Hawks. Nora does the same with Avi, and Azaka is going to roll survival to attempt to douse the fire without causing a problem.
Can I aid her?
You're waking up at the moment. She rolled fine though. So as Avi and Hawks, you are shaken awake. Avi, you're not shocked and scared by this. Hawks, you're woken up by a giant spider. Even though your waking mind is aware that this is probably gonna be Fury, but your coming awake mind is just spider face. And it's big. Given your size, it's bigger than your face.
I'm gonna freak out internally and kind of startle awake, I guess.
Roll.
whenever I see it.
What should you roll to keep it together to not freak
Constitution.
out? Yeah, let's do.
Wisdom, maybe to realize it's who it is quickly.
That's a tough one. What's a keep it together kind of skill? Seems kind of. It might be charisma based. Maybe wisdom.
It's a wisdom save. I mean, it's kind of like that. It's swallowing your fear is more about wisdom than it is about
Yeah.
shutting
Force
off.
of personality. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's do wisdom saving throw, Hawks. Should be. This is an easy one, but if you just roll abysmally, you might startle loudly. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Like you startle internally, then you spot the telltale markers that it's definitely Fury.
Part of me was tempted to replace that with a 1 just to make a spite here.
That'd have been funny.
I get that 1 and 2 in the pocket. I didn't forget those.
Gotta farm up that XP. I mean, you guys are giving away a bunch of it here with all these skeletons. So both of you are shaking awake. Hawks, you're not told anything. Avi, Nora probably, shakes you awake and points towards the enemies, and then, gestures like, we're running. Hawks, you get up, grab your shit. You've got sufficient dark vision, so once you're up and you've rubbed your face a little bit, you definitely see them, and you can see that all of your friends are packing up camp and preparing to flee.
Okay, I follow suit.
Let's do a group stealth roll. We'll look for 3 successes on a DC of what kind of perception do skeletons have? Garbage? -1. So DC 10. Need 3 of you to succeed.
I'm gonna look over at Fury and realize he's probably not very stealthy. I better give him some tips.
Well, he's
and
a
offer him
spider.
guidance.
He's actually probably very stealthy right now. Nora's probably not.
Right.
I'm gonna look over at Nora and
There you
realize
go.
she's probably not that stealthy, and give her some tips, offer
You
guidance.
guys
play.
should roll. I should not.
Oh no, you all 5 of you,
Yeah,
including
I know
NPC,
I
will roll.
roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's 1. That's sleight of
Not
hand,
let
Hawks.
me roll, fortunately.
I'm an idiot. Thank you.
All right, you're not here. I forgot. I'll roll for you.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
It's not letting me
1
get
from
back in.
Nora.
Let me just go ahead
Well,
and
it's
log in.
Okay, yeah.
1d4.
Yeah. Well, it's not gonna make it 10, so it won't matter. Now, luckily, you
Still
can't fumble skill checks, so you don't
Whew.
just like explode. All right, that's plenty. We've got.
You could step on a loud
Wait,
branch.
no, we actually do see your roll, Avi.
Am I 20?
Oh, sorry. For some reason I thought Avi was Fury. But anyways, we've got 1, 2, 3 successes, so I don't even need to bother with Fury's roll. We'll roll the Spooter just for fun. He does have excellent stealth. All right, just enough. All right, so everyone succeeds except for Nora. Luckily, as she is about to trip and land in like the crunchiest pile of leaves on the face of the earth, all of them are like, "Ah!" and they grab you and put you back on your feet.
Whew. All of my like weapons and stuff are like, and everybody's freaking out. Yeah,
Mhm,
no, that's real.
The old Paladin Tin Man.
that's right.
Yes, exactly.
Luckily, with your combined stealthy efforts, the party manages to dodge their encounter with 15 skeletons.
Yay!
This is all making me distinctly aware that I don't have anything AoE.
I was just thinking, I was like, this is
Yep.
a really easy encounter worth a good amount of experience for a party with literally any AoE in it, and a really tough encounter for you guys because you have 0 AoE, and it would be 15 attacks around.
I have Thunderwave.
Well, that's true. You could unspider in Thunderwave. I mean, and that would, like, if you rolled high, you would just wipe almost all the skeletons out.
That'd be cool.
Basic bitch skeleton only has 13 HP.
2d8. Yeah.
Yeah, but those 15 attacks right in a row.
Right. Like, assuming you don't kill them all, or if you just went slowly in the initiative order, 15 attacks on whoever happened to be the poor bitch who was in front. 5 of those are going to be crits, and plenty of them are going to be hits. It's going to hurt.
Yeah, we better have a lot of shields.
Yeah. Okay. We have dodged the encounter. Let's make our way. Let's go back to the map.
So wait, were we long resting?
You were in the process of long resting, yes. So you book it for half an hour or so until you find another suitable camp spot. Bed down again, rebuild camp, re-stealthy, survival up your camp, and then go back to sleep. The night passes without further event.
Shit. I gotta roll again.
Oh, that's true. You
lost
it's
my
the
one,
next day.
my 1 and my 2.
Yeah.
I was reading the skill to make sure that I had to do this.
You have to. You can't keep them. Yeah.
No. Hey, coming back.
Hell yeah. And a 2. What
kind of fucking magic is that? So I guess I can't keep
bullshit.
it.
Okay. Cheater. No, okay.
Cheating. That's right. All right. So
Stop the count.
you guys were.
I rigged those rolls.
You did. You guys were in this hex, and since you still got a guide, you don't stand to get lost as long as you don't. As long as she's capable to guide you. You wake up in the morning feeling good, and pack up camp and begin your travels once more. You slog through the swamps for hours and hours. You don't stop for food because there's no place dry enough to actually bed down or to have a seat, or you just keep going. Azaka is a little more friendly now that you share her secret. Part of her hesitance to connect with anyone is that she doesn't plan to share that she's a were-tiger with anyone. And so...
What do I know about were-tigers? Is this something that would be common knowledge, that condition, and what all it
roll
entails?
Arcana for me to see what you know about lycanthropy. With a 12, you have a pretty, above average but not stellar knowledge of lycanthropy. You know that there are 2 kinds. There's natural lycanthropy that you're born into, and contracted lycanthropy that is considered a curse when you're bitten. The ability to shift at will, as Azaka did, is almost exclusive to the natural lycanthropes. So it's likely that she's been this way since birth, and has been dealing with that, but is also not a major danger to people. Lycanthropes are notoriously strong, extremely dangerous. Even the weakest among them could easily bring down an adventuring party with some reasonable skill. Like the were rat, the weakest of the lycanthropes, could probably still kill the 4 of you.
The were rat.
Yeah. Other than that, as a tiger, you don't know that you're not real big on the differences between the lycanthrope forms, tigers versus boar versus wolf versus rat.
Right.
You just know that they, different animals can share the lycanthropy kind of deal. And based solely on your experience with her, she's obviously extremely capable.
Yeah. Wow. It's interesting. Wow, we really lucked out in picking this guide. So yeah, I'll pry a little bit. I was like, so Azaka, where are you from? Are you from the port?
I was not from the port. I was born here in Chult, though.
Oh, very cool. Do you come from a people that all have your abilities, or is it unique to you and your family, or?
My family, mostly. There's a... I guess you might call it a clan, but it's not really. But there's a rough grouping of lycanthropes here in Chult that are just loosely affiliated.
Oh, that's cool. Are they based in any particular area? Friendly to outsiders?
Reading through her entry just in case.
Or more importantly, can that cool ability be learned?
The curse of lycanthropy?
Well, I suppose I see you doing it at will, and it seems as if you can control it. And I mean, if you can control it, is it truly a curse? Is it debilitating?
Oh. Naturally birthed lycanthropes like myself are able to shift at will as needed, but are still subject to the base desires and the enforced curse under certain conditions. So there are still times of the lunar cycle when I am dangerous to even my friends.
Oh, I see. And obviously nothing like that's coming up, right?
You've got some time.
All right, cool.
Um,
Well, you have our trust and gratitude. You saved our lives back there, and I'm glad we were able to deliver the mask. And, hopefully we can get some decent treasure down here.
not to interrupt, but how much time we talking?
Well, given the cloud cover, it's not really that common to see the moon, but last I remember seeing it, maybe a week.
So it might be more of an issue on our return journey.
Well, I won't be there.
I thought you said you were going to escort us back to the port afterwards.
I'm not going south of Mesro. That's where you want to go, isn't it?
Oh.
I agreed to guide you to Mesro and back if you wished, but I'm not. If you're going further, then that's beyond my job.
Oh, not even for a cut of the pay?
Not even for a cut of the pay. The east side of the gorge is someplace I've never visited.
I
And
mean, an ancient dragon's horde?
given that I do only have that week, I don't plan to be near anyone in 7 days. Normally I find myself deep in the jungle by the time I wake up.
What about the mask? Does it help you control it, or does it have any special effects? I saw it was magical.
It's a family heirloom. It assists me in communicating with the beasts of the wild when I'm not a tiger myself.
Oh, okay. Well, if you change your mind, you're more than welcome to continue on with the south. I won't twist your arm or anything, but really appreciate all the help.
It was a pleasant journey, but I think I'll wander a bit and then return to the port.
That's fair.
So, how many more days do you have? 2 more, 3 more. Yeah, 3 more, because you had a 4-day journey. So, you travel like this for 2 more full days. You have minor conversations. You get to know Azaka a little better. As you travel and you talk about some of your plans, she will share with you that... Where are my notes? She will share with you that, as you know, you're probably planning to head south along the gorge until you find what she calls the Monkey Bridge. She does not know why it's called that. She just knows that that's what other guides have called it before. And beyond there, she has never traveled, so she knows only that Kirsabal is somewhere very roughly to the south, and there may or may not be dangers or blockages between your path there. But Kirsabal is supposedly a monastery run by an Aarakocra clan. Aarakocra are the bird people, just in case anyone didn't know.
So we might have to kill some Aarakocra to recover these dragon treasures?
Oh, no, I certainly hope not. It's a very peaceful group of monastic bird people.
Oh, so if anything, they'd be willing to help us. Even better.
I doubt that as well, but I guess what I really think is that they're not hiding any treasure. Whatever you're looking for is probably not in Kirsabal.
Well, maybe we can offer a donation to their church if one of their local guides will help us find these dragon bones.
Perhaps. I've heard bizarre rumors that the Aarakocra of the Kirsabal have ancient rituals of powerful enchantments.
Oh, well, that could be useful. Or dangerous.
Or dangerous. Yeah, I honestly don't know. This is like these are full on, obscure guide rumors, no details, just yeah, those Aarakocras, weird wind magic, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they probably don't get too many visitors down there.
Probably not. Not exactly
I'm
a
just
safe
looking
area.
over the map. Is Ishwao? Ishao? Is that inhabited?
See if she knows about Ishao. Oh, that went out in the bay. I think that sunk. Didn't it?
Oh. We're all
I guess
new
you
here.
would. I guess you wouldn't know. Yeah, there used to be more coastal settlements here in Chult, but over time, all of them have been destroyed or lost.
Well, I suppose it's good that there is a sign of life where we're headed in case we hit the brick or hit the skids.
Yeah, it's something. On the morning of the third day, as you've broken camp and you know that today is on the morning of technically the fourth day, but the third day since we started the session today. This is your final day, and you should arrive at Mesro by night. On the morning of the third day, everyone is packing up, and you've just made your way out of the bog and into some pseudo-dry land.
Is that new rolls for me?
Yes, you would technically have rolled twice more by now.
Okay, so for this day, here comes the new numbers. Better be another 1.
Here comes another 1 and 2. Or 20. 15's a good roll. 12's not bad either. You're really just hoping for, not 8 to 10.
Right. But even then, I can replace it with somebody's attack roll. That's going for us with that. So
Right.
I guess every roll is useful. It just depends on what way.
Just the super middle ones are potentially
12,
lackluster.
I think 12 kind of sucks.
Well, no, 12, because if you put it giving an attack roll, it's 12 plus bonuses. So 12 plus 5 is 17, and that's great.
I guess for me, yeah. Well, to stop something from hitting me. Yes.
Right, yeah. Defensively, not so much.
Or for me stealthing, it'd be 12 plus 7.
Right. Like if you.
Ooh, yes.
Or for Nora stealthing, it would give her not a 0.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's not maybe not a bad idea. My worst case, I guess you don't get to see what the roll is if you replace it though.
Correct.
Which is
you
good.
don't. Yeah, you don't
So
get
if I
to know
replace
what you've
somebody's
lost.
roll and they end up rolling something awesome, I'm like,
Right.
shit, I ruined them.
As you begin your travel this morning, Hawks, you spot what looks to be a tasty little den of foliage that might kind of supplant some of your rations that you guys are steadily burning through. You know that there are usually edible mushrooms and every once in a while big juicy edible bugs under this a patch that looks like this. And so you go to take a look. Unfortunately, what you find is an enormous swarm
Of skeletons.
Of centipedes.
I was just going to it was the same fight. Gotcha. They followed you all the
Gotcha,
way.
bitches.
Delicious.
Can't escape the centipedes.
The centipedes, that's right. All right, so it's daytime now. Turn on the daylight. Turn off the fire. And grab my centipedes.
Do we get less experience because Azaka's carrying us?
Yes.
Okay.
Not
There's
like
one
not
bug.
strictly less, even though she is much stronger. You divide XP by 5 instead of
Oh, okay.
That's
So
all.
not that bad then.
Yeah.
Probably big net gain having her around.
in safety, yeah, for sure. Okay. So, Hawks traveling. Let's see. So the guide's in front. Hawks has just wandered off to the side, so the others are roughly in this order. Hawks stumbles into a swarm of centipedes that lurch forward from the undergrowth to attempt to engulf him. With 17 to hit.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
And my AC is 13.
Excellent. 10 points of damage. And we roll into initiative. Everybody starts combat. Pow. Combat state.
Question: how does that? I'm guessing the surprise attack works
Oh.
as a mechanic of not being considered a turn, so it can't be reacted to.
Correct. You were unaware,
Okay.
so you were not ready to react in some way. Now we begin proper combat. Hawks yells out in surprise. Fury, you turn and see the swarm of horrifying insects. What do you do? Have we lost James?
You have not lost me. I'm still trying to connect to the new server.
Man.
I have purged my cache. I have done everything except reboot my PC.
It might just be how it was for me last time. Although, like, I know you can't even get into the game on your end, but
I mean, let's try it from my end. I will kill the game. We can all rejoin.
let's do it.
That's fine.
Maybe that'll do
We'll
it.
stay where we are. I've lost my connection to the server.
How strange.
Oh wow.
How odd.
Must be that fucking wide vine I installed.
That's what it is. The damn wide vine.
Oh, nope. I reestablished. I'm back in.
The site can't be.
All right, it's back up now.
Get rid of that.
I'm in the game.
There we go.
There we are. There it is.
We got kosher and pepper.
Oh man, kosher pepper. That's like kosher salt.
It is like kosher salt.
Never connected that.
We got James. Are we gonna not get dungeon now? Dungeon, are you in the game?
I'm in the game.
No, you're not.
You don't see me.
Oh no!
I see the game.
Yeah, it's definitely not showing you.
Oh yeah, I won't take my input there. Let me close it all out.
Yeah, you were the first one in, I assume.
Yeah, it might have been because
Could
you
it be
joined
on-
before I had launched the actual game.
Obviously, I don't know how your end's set up, Randy, but well, I guess we didn't have issues on the first time.
I mean,
or the
but
first
we
couple
did every
times we
once in a
played.
while. Like, well, every couple game. Oh, there he is. We've got everybody. Cool.
Right.
But yeah, it just seems somewhat, like somewhat random. Sometimes
Yeah.
One person will get fucked.
I
I
feel
was
like
just going to see if you had like a
it's
connection
worth
limit
it.
on your port forwarding or something
Maybe,
like that.
yeah. But no, because I ran the bigger game on Sunday that had one more person and didn't have issues.
Oh, well. Same as
Honestly,
the
I feel
rest.
like hiccups aside, this is so awesome.
Oh, yeah,
Like
sounds really so good.
this is infinitely better than. If we had to go back to the roll 20, I'd be very disappointed.
Fuck you, roll 20.
It's not horrible.
Everything,
by any
just,
means.
everything just happens on its own. It just handles everything. There's
Right.
no manual bullshit, and it imports your D&D Beyond stuff on top of that.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
And it looks better. It's I don't know. It seems better organized. It's just better.
The only thing it really lacks what Roll20 has is time. Basically, that Roll20 has been around a lot longer, so it has a lot more resources that have been built by other players and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are in combat.
I turn into a bear. As my little buddy is swarmed by centipedes.
Indeed. We grab brown bear. Rawr. Free off. A bear appears.
Ten versus AC on the creatures.
10 versus AC. Unfortunately, they are very wriggly, and it misses. I don't know why you rolled damage.
Claw for 22.
Oh, 22 to claw. Yes, that definitely hits.
8 points of slashing.
4 points of slashing. As you squish a small handful of centipedes. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, the centipedes once again attempt to devour with a 4 rolling a 1. They just wriggle all over each other for no particular reason.
They're trying to tickle me. They tickle me
That's right.
in the creepiest of ways.
There's a very sexual swarm of centipedes all of a sudden.
Indeed.
sexual centipedes.
That sexual centipedes.
Yeah.
That's my favorite solo album.
I was gonna say, since their turn ends, can I react to that?
React to what?
Get molested by centipedes.
Yep.
What are you reacting? Oh, right. You have a thing that, like, when an enemy ends their turn near you, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah,
that.
I can. Yeah, so I want to do half distance. I'm gonna move 15. 15 feet away.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Yep.
You could run hide behind the bear.
Yep. That's
15 feet's fucking solid. This is rogue stuff?
Yeah.
How are we doing this one? Is it 5 feet no matter what direction?
Yep. 5 feet in any direction. Okay.
It's so awesome.
Azaka, not fearing a swarm of centipedes, not bother shifting, just walks up and attempts to slice
Stomp on him.
a couple of centipedes with a 15, which hits, and a 13, which hits, dealing 5 points, 7 points, or rather 2 points and 3 points, as they are resistant to non-area of effect damage.
Oh.
Another instance where having AoE would be useful. Alright, Azaka finishes Avi.
I'll try a magical missile.
Okay. You target 2 of the 1,000 centipedes, and you're like, die!
Mm-hmm.
It only shoots 2 missiles.
Oh, I don't know how many yours shoots. It's based on level.
3!
3, nice.
3 is level 1. Yes.
Those 3 centipedes are gonna suffer.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Hey,
4
at least
points.
it's a 4.
But it is unresisted, and they're hits with so much force damage that they slam into a couple other centipedes, and those also die.
Wow.
Feel like you've taken care of quite a bit of the centipede's HP.
I
Oh, right. You're supposed to roll 3d4. You rolled a 4, or a 3 on your 1d4.
just clicked normal. Sure doesn't just apply to all of them.
No, it'd be.
No, it's
it'd
each
definitely
dart. Yeah, you need to fire all the darts individually.
Cast at first level 3 slots. Cast spell. Consume spell slot. I can just replace the. Yeah, hang on. Cast spell. Damage.
You just need to click damage 2 more times and roll it.
Oh, I see.
Another 7 points. Most shockingly, the force missiles seem to kill off a huge quantity of centipedes. They're almost all gone. There's only 100 centipedes left. Anything else, Avi?
Look at my finger and go.
Nice. Ox.
I'm just gonna shoot a bolt at him, even though it's not gonna do much.
A 23 definitely does some stuff. A good old crit right there. Maybe you'll skewer literally all of them in a line. Jesus. Yeah, they're mega dead. They all happen to line up at the perfect moment, and a bolt just 100 centipedes in a single bolt.
Impressive.
Could you take that skewer and cook it?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Combat ends. Nora, feeling slow and useless, does nothing.
Well, you caught dinner.
I'm just gonna put my sword back in my back. No smiting today, so far.
All right.
I gotta say, Pepper, I think your dog painting is trying to like hypnotize me or steal my soul.
Nice.
Now I want to make one that's like a demon dog.
It's like projecting these red flashing lights at me, like submit treats.
I literally had a coworker one day, and she was like, she sent me a G chat like aside out from the meeting, and she's like, I literally thought your dog was staring at me, and then I realized it was a painting. It's like,
Oh my god.
LOL.
So this is my fault for not doing it earlier when we were going through the days or whatever, but the rest so I can have my hit die back for my short rest.
That's in your long rest.
Right. Oh yeah.
You've been getting it.
And so I want to do it twice, I guess.
Yeah, you've technically passed 3 nights, 3 full nights. And then you need to bring yourself back down 10 HP when you're done long resting.
Gotcha.
However, combat ends. Maybe you save your skewer bugs for a meal today, but you feel something in your body. You're not feeling great after this fight. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Hawks. Yeah, as the day wears on, you find yourself growing unnaturally cold and beginning to shiver, even though everyone else is nearly sweating.
Question is, would I would assume that I probably have a knowledge of kind of what, at least that I'm poisoned, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that you feel like this is, whatever happened to you came from the centipedes.
Okay. Am I feeling like super cold, or is it could I push through it if I so chose?
Let's see how long that takes to fully manifest.
Manifest.
8 hours. So by nightfall on day 3, as you are very literally approaching Mesro, you're finding your vision beginning to blur. You are feeling disoriented, and you are feeling very cold and beginning to shiver to the point that your teeth are chattering. As soon as that last symptom becomes apparent and you're audibly chattering your teeth, Azaka looks over and, oh no, you've caught the shivering disease.
Shivering disease?
Shivering sickness. The insects of the jungle all carry it.
That's no big deal. I'm sure the general can just give him a shot of that godly magic and he'll be fine.
I could pray for you, but I'm not sure that's what he needs.
No. Just touch him.
It's not a particularly health affecting. It's a disease, not a poison.
I think they can handle diseases too. I've known a few paladins.
I don't know. Have you? Roll religion.
Yeah. I was a cleric.
Right. Yeah. You are aware that sometimes paladins of a sufficient skill level can use their lay on hands to cure diseases.
Sufficient skill level.
Yes.
What does that entail?
I don't
One.
know.
Paladinhood.
Existence as paladin.
I mean,
Yeah.
can I?
Literally at level 1, if you're willing to burn 5 hit points of your pool, you can cure or neutralize. You can cure a disease or neutralize a poison.
Okay. Before I do that, I'm gonna ask Azaka if I do cure him, is it possible that he'll get it again at some point?
It's possible that any of you get it. Most people who travel the jungle carry this, and she like digs around in her pack and pulls out this like kind of gloopy looking bag. It's an insect repellent salve.
We definitely don't have those.
Our guide does.
Only enough for herself. You ain't getting shit.
Robbie chuckles.
Is there a way we could make it instead of buy it? Obviously, we won't be able to purchase it until we go back to the town.
I mean, you can heal him. He looks like he's in a lot of discomfort.
Yeah, I can certainly try to heal him, but I just don't want to keep healing him if he continues to contract this disease.
I thought we bought
Right.
some for 6 days worth of journey.
Did you? Look at your inventories. Did you write insect repellent down?
I don't think we can add stuff to our inventory, can we?
Of course we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, I definitely.
I have the what's it called? I have the figurines.
Oh, okay, never mind. You're right. Yeah, we can. My apologies. So I didn't add it to it, but all right. So there we go.
All right, I guess I'll walk over to him and do my lay on hands. I will cure him.
All right. Burning 5 from her pool, you are cured of this particular iteration of the shivering sickness.
Do you feel better?
Since I'm cured, I'm going to stop shivering. Like,
Yes, your shivering
you.
halts, and you no longer feel so clammy and disoriented, which is good. The shivering sickness sucks. It's tomorrow you would have had disadvantage on everything.
Oh, that sucks. Huh. All right, good to know. Really hope none of us have contracted.
So let's return to our map and move you guys over Ezra.
Ooh.
As you arrive at the outskirts of Mesro, you see the ruins of a city. Everything looks long deserted. The walls and the buildings have all been destroyed or tumbled over through the effects of time. Everything here is very desolate, very like purposefully abandoned looking, and slowly over probably at least years, if not decades, reclaimed by nature. As you approach, Azaka looks over and, well, this is Mesro, a city left behind by ancient civilization. Not ancient, I guess, just a past civilization.
Has it had any other names?
I don't believe so. Once upon a time, back before the Spell Plague, it was a thriving city, but nearly destroyed by the Spell Plague and then ravaged by the time beyond. It lost all of its inhabitants, who seem to have just vanished.
Does hearing the word spell plague or the fate of Mesro jog anything loose in my vast readings and knowledge of history?
Roll history.
Man, some weak ass rolls.
Should have given yourself a
Fucking 15 there. That would have
Yeah.
been a 20. And I'm not, probably won't find it. I keep like holding them in the back pocket for combat, but you know,
Might as
would
well.
have been cool.
Yeah.
The Spell Plague is a historic event from more than 100 years ago. Your knowledge of it is rough. You just know that in the past, the Spell Plague struck as the goddess of magic, Mistra, was killed by two other gods. And the magic users of the world suffered for it.
Oh, interesting. What do I know about Mistra? Would that be your religion?
That is religion, yes. Mistra was, before the Spell Plague, the goddess of magic in the world. High goddess of magic, covering all of magic's domains, specifically arcane. After her death, she was replaced.
This place has really cool lore.
It is. Yeah, Forgotten Realms is a long, storied history.
Hey, new follower, Mr. Zor's fan.
I just saw
Nice.
that.
Oh, she was resurrected. Apparently, I forgot. Yeah, she was killed. She was assassinated by Sirik and Shar, one of which you'll be very familiar with, and resurrected some 100 years later. I haven't really put this game in a time frame. I don't know if that's already happened or not. But yeah, her death caused the Spell Plague, which ravaged all of the mortal lands and magic users alike.
I'll know it all, share that with the group. Starting with an yes, and then that spiel.
Yes.
I remember that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Trying to impress Azaka, really.
Of course.
Still, you can get a little tinge of the fact that he's not comfortable that she's leaving us.
Is Avi like not comfortable because
Roll insight.
noted, Avi is a sexist. Got it.
No, not comfortable that she's leaving.
Oh, I thought you said leading.
Oh no, God, he loves her.
I was like, that's interesting.
She turned into a fucking were-tiger and tore through a bunch of shit and saved us all, and guided us all the way through the jungle. Like,
I know. I
he's
was
just like, wow, if she's around, I barely have to do anything. So and he's been trying real hard to get her to stick around. So
yeah.
this is his attempt at impressing her with local lore.
Indeed. She nods sagely, like, oh, yes, that's interesting, and then looks into the distance. At the edge of the ruins, as you approach the city outskirts, you spot what looks to be a tumble-down remnant of a camp. There's a tent that's fallen in on itself, a fire pit, and like kind of an obvious pile of maybe gear or a bag. As you continue to approach, you find a skeleton. Well, a corpse.
Okay, I know something bad happened last time, but I'm sure this time it'll be fine.
Yes.
Y'all mind if I investigate?
What are you going to Are you going to investigate the camp or the corpse?
See what if I can tell what happened in this camp, what happened to that fella right there, and if there's any goodies around. Or traps. All right. No objections.
Okay.
I'm going to squint real hard and look around and, see if there's anything that's going to jump out and fuck me up this time like happened with the bats.
Alrighty, investigation.
And then I'm going to go for it.
And then would I roll survival or
Actually,
investigation?
I'm using my 15. Not even going to chance it. So
Good
15
plan,
plus
good plan.
4.
Gives you a what?
19.
19. You investigate the camp and discover that it appears to be a fairly long dead, probably several months, dwarven female. She's in kind of tattered garb that you would probably attribute to adventurers or explorers, not unlike yourselves. And as you pull off the only, probably serviceable piece of her clothing, her boots, you note that her right boot has something hard inside of its lining.
Oh, interesting. I'll try and figure out what it is.
Fish out a wooden rod with arcane filigree.
Oh. Am I able to identify this?
Well, why don't you're gonna have to detect magic, and then you're gonna have to roll Arcana.
Okay. I'll to quote James, I'll ritual cast to detect magic. Hello, Shada, and then I'll
Yeah. Alrighty. Party, you've got 10 minutes to blow as he's ritual casting. What are you up to?
I'm gonna be watching the area to try and make sure that, I'm kind of a little bit, as far as my character, I'm a little bit weirded out by this. It's especially with the stuff that you just said. So,
relevant note: as you investigated the corpse, you found her most likely cause of death: 6 enormous puncture wounds directly to the chest.
Can I tell what did it?
Make a nature roll. You don't have a lot of familiarity with the creatures of the area, but given the spread of the puncture wounds, it was very likely a single blow of something relatively large with a number of mostly straight, pointed somethings. Azaka looks over and... Oh, she ran foul of a stegosaurus.
Wow. So it's got at least 6 teeth.
No, the tail.
Oh.
Stegosaurus
and
is
teeth?
Well, yes, of course. It has a mouth and a biting beak, but the tail is their true weapon. It has a large mace-like protrusion at its tail that's very devastating.
Mm.
Well, we'll have to watch out for that one.
The dinosaurs in general are a danger.
Yeah, when they're not kept in cages and ran in circles.
Even then.
Oh, have there been any breakouts in the city before?
Of course. Sometimes on purpose.
Oh, maybe a distraction and you go rob the bank, that kind of thing?
Hmm, I suppose maybe, but last one I remember
Political thing?
was a activist group who doesn't agree with the caging of animals.
Of course.
Someone's at the door.
I guess
Not
I'm
me.
I'm like, I don't know what I ordered, but sure.
Yes, I think I've heard of them. That's Petda.
Yes, Petta. That's them. They have that
Oh, wait.
over. They have that back in Baldur's Gate.
Uh, what's the word for humanoids in this world?
Humanoids,
It is.
people. Just
Do we use the word people around here?
sure.
I was thinking about like Pillars of Eternity. They say kith, which is
Oh
kind of
no,
fun.
no, they don't have one of those here. I'd probably just say people.
Ah, yes, people for the ethical treatment of dinosaurs.
Right.
Oh, they're everywhere. Everywhere that there's dinosaurs, there's people that say stop eating their eggs, stop killing them, stop riding them, blah blah blah. And I get it when they're tiny and cute, but when they're growing up and munching people in half, come on.
I'll just say this. What about the people that can't really eat non-meat things?
What about them?
Oh, like a meat curse.
No, just their natural diet is meat based.
No. Petta is not against the ethical consumption of dinosaurs. Just the caging and mistreatment of them while alive.
It is beta.
I suppose cruelty for the sake of cruelty.
Right.
I don't know who would condone that.
The natural order, including the consumption of meats, is not within Petta's bylaws.
Oh, well, never mind then. Disregard.
Well, I guess that sounds fine, except for the whole letting them loose in the city thing. That just seems dangerous.
Right. Fury and Hawks, why don't you also roll me perception while you're keeping a lookout?
You want me to roll it again?
No, I've got yours. Hawks, I want to see his as well. Okay. So Fury, you kind of patrol a little south. You take the south side. Hawks ranges north. Fury, you discover what was probably the path of this explorer. It looks like she, or maybe just coincidentally someone else, lost some of her gear on the way here as she made camp. You see dinosaur tracks as well as some kind of like discarded, like explorer or wanderer's gear. Nothing major, just like a blanket that you would use to sleep under the cover of the stars and stuff like that. Hawks, to the north, you range a little farther and find an area you didn't expect, I suppose. The grasses here are completely flattened. Not like a crop circle flattened, but like many, many feet kind of flattened. And you find signs of very temporary habitation, but probably by many people. You see like holes in regular squares where tents were probably posted, and many of them, probably 20 to 30 people, occupied this space and pushed all the grass down recently enough that the grass is still folded.
Okay.
10 minutes passes, and Hawks and Fury come back in as Avi finishes up his identification. This is a Wand of Secrets, and I will add it to your inventory. You are welcome to describe it as you please to your party.
I'll wait to see if anybody asks.
Right, so like you guys are all coming in together. The two of you are walking in. Avi is just finishing looking up. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna come back and straight up be like, there could be people here. There's place up yonder that pretty recent people could have stayed there within the last couple of weeks. Could still be here.
That would be the Flaming Fist. They patrol this area in the name of Baldur's Gate and the conquering of Chult, as if that was possible.
They're trying to conquer all the cities and retake the land?
The entire region.
Wow. Do they have a large army?
No. And they've been dying steadily to the undead.
Is it religious loonies?
The Flaming Fist is a militant order. I don't think they were religious loonies, though.
Would we know that from the history?
I think we covered this back in the city, actually.
Okay. So
The Flaming Fist is a mercenary company based in Baldur's Gate that is paid to do all sorts of stuff all over the world. So there's an arm of them, you know, a couple hundred of them here in Chult doing Baldur's Gate's work, trying to claim this land.
Well, we'll have to steer clear of these guys. Do you know their leader's name by chance?
Remember if that's in here or not. They spread this information out just enough that it's tough to hunt down sometimes.
I mean, you could just make something up if you want.
Yeah, but if it's really here, then I want to give it. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Because Avi's just gonna try and use this to avoid fighting them if we run into them.
Ah, yes, they do. You're asking Azaka that?
Yeah.
I don't, but I know they occupy Fort Balorian.
Fort who the what?
Balorian.
I'm gonna pull out my map.
I don't know if that's actually on your map or not. Oh, it is. Yeah, up in the north, above the port.
Well, they've trekked a good bit south. I wonder why they're down here.
As far as we know, they're trying to claim land for Baldur's Gate, like I said. But anyone making it this far south is probably never will realize that there's no dealing with the undead.
Do you think we'll be able to make it back without a guide?
If you follow your own path, sure. Yeah, I imagine so. And you're not exactly weak. I mean, it's kind of easier to travel in small groups. When the Flaming Fist heads out, there are a few dozen persons, and some of them trainees, none of them stealthy.
Oh, I see. So, you know, it's eventually going to attract a large enough horde as to where somebody's going to get taken care of.
Exactly.
And you run into them a couple dozen times.
To their credit, they've probably killed several hundred lesser undead, which helps all of us in the long run, but eventually they'll head far enough south that the undead will stop being lesser. Well, it is night. If you'd like to explore the ruins, be my guest, but I think I'll set up camp here and set off in the morning.
All right, well, I guess this is the last-ditch chance. Would there be any terms that you might find amenable to guide us south and then back to the city?
I can't really guide you where I've never been.
Well, just your general knowledge of the jungle and your special abilities have proven incredibly useful. Dare say invaluable.
I could be convinced to take you as far as the bridge, but we're only a few days out from the moon. I really don't plan to be anywhere nearby.
Well, that's fair. More of a personal safety than a personal will.
Right. I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want to end up hurt myself.
Well, I can't argue with that. Damn. Well, I wouldn't want to lean in or step over the line for something like that. So, you know, obviously you're free to accompany us as far as you would like, or as far as you're comfortable to. But I understand your, you know, personal misgivings for it.
I appreciate that.
And when we rendezvous back in the city, I mean, we got all kinds of other adventures to go on that we'd probably be looking for a guide for.
I might be around. I tend to stay out for a while, but, you know, if I'm there, I certainly wouldn't mind.
I mean, Timora knows how long it's going to take us to get back, so we'll see.
Fair point. Without a guide, it's easy to become lost. I would advise you attempt to follow your footsteps if at all possible.
Or the river. You think that might be safe?
Well, this river will only go south and into the inlet. You'll have to still cross all the way back to Firefinger to get to the other
Yeah.
river.
Yeah, the river that we followed.
Right. The River Tariki, yes. That would be a good plan.
Okay, and maybe we run into a boating party dropping some people off, right?
The boats typically run Ocean Star. It's possible, but less likely than the other river.
Well, either way. All right, gang. Y'all want to poke around here, see if there's anything cool, or do you want to wait till the morning?
What time of day is it?
Night.
Night.
Oh, wait. Our
I'm not really
Stegosaurus is
gonna-
nocturnal?
No.
Okay.
Undead are.
So Stegosauruses sleep at night. Flaming Fist sleep at night. Undead don't, but if they were going to find us, they were going to find us anyway.
Right.
I kind of feel like we should look around a bit. Maybe get it out of our system tonight.
Maybe.
I mean, our dwarf friend here was clearly here looking for something, and she had this real cool wand, and I'm going to hold up and spin my fingers a couple times. That'll reveal any hidden door or trap within 30 feet, and you can use it 3 times a day. Handy, right?
Quite handy.
Did she have a travel log?
As you picked through, like, basically everything she owned was gone. Like, she's been here long enough that other people have found this body. You got lucky that she had like well hidden something. Yeah.
No, picked clean of most everything, but it looks like she had this little ditty way down deep in her boot. I think that's the only reason it stuck around. But yeah, if others have come by and looted her and she was here looking for things, and there must be stuff around.
You're gonna go poke
Take
around
a couple hours, look around before we go to bed.
Okay.
I'd specifically ask
Azaka?
Nora if she's going to be coming with us.
I feel like we should stay together. That's been ideal always. So, yeah.
Awesome.
All right. The 4 of you go on a little exploratory mission. Now, one of you can't see unless they're a spider. Are you burning spider form here, Fury? As it is nighttime.
We're on watch now.
No, you guys are exploring the ruins of Mesro.
Yeah, well.
Or are you pulling out? I mean, you can pull out
Yeah,
a
I'll
torch.
go
You're
ahead.
welcome to,
I'll go ahead and burn spider form.
Okay.
I'll last watch for the night then when we get to watches.
Gotcha. Okay. You go about exploring. Are you staying together as a tight group? Are you splitting up loosely? Or are you splitting up truly?
I'm going to recommend we stick together, given the limited visibility and, how dangerous it would be to call out at night.
Right. I agree.
So we're going to keep together tightly, not loosely.
Tight group.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Let's do.
I'll lead, and I'll try and keep an eye out for traps or anything like that.
I will let 2 of you perceive and 2 of you investigate. I don't care who.
Okay.
But it has to be separate. Everyone is going to roll one thing.
Okay. I'll take one of the investigates.
I'll perceive.
Perception.
All right. You were also investigating then, Hux.
Yeah.
And I'll try and assist him in investigating.
I'm actually fine with
I'm
investigating.
going to guidance him.
I will do nothing productive.
Yep. As will
I
I be,
rolled a
apparently.
one.
So what does that?
Oh,
What does that add to the roll?
Plus
for
1d4. All right, we've got 2 decent rolls and 2 fails. With Fury's perception,
If we come to an area that appears to be, very labyrinthian or, very dense in like walls and areas or something like that, if anything ticks off in my head that this is an area that's
this might be a secret area.
Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and whip the wand out and use it.
So, Fury, as you walk into actually this region that we have pictured in our scene, what looks to be the tumble down ruins of either a throne room or a cathedral, a large singular building space with the strangely still standing remnants of a stone chair, like a kind of opulent styled throne. Your adventurer senses tingle a little, and Hawks, who happens to be nearby, sees you take a particular interest in the stone chair itself and goes to take a look. And Hawks, you have that same feeling that something's off here. And it's probably, and you're pretty sure it's something to do with the chair.
Okay. I'm gonna voice that and we're like, something's off here. I can't put my finger on it, but I can't shake the feeling. Maybe it's magical, which I can't tell, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, to do with the chair, you said?
Maybe, but I'm not. Something's off about it, and I can't figure it out.
I'm gonna whisper and cast ritual cast detect magic.
10 minutes go by.
Is the chair magic?
As everyone, mulls around checking the rest of this, ruined building. The chair is not magic, but there's a very, very faint aura coming from just around its base, the square base of the chair.
Interesting.
Do you voice that?
I'm going to investigate for mechanisms or secret pullings or any sort of markings or strangeness about it.
You don't want to use your wand?
Okay. Yeah, I'll go for the wand.
You get free,
you 3 shots. I'm about to go to bed anyway.
Yeah, and you get 1d3 of them back every day. Yes, your wand actually does ping that there is likely a secret space beneath the chair.
All right, so I'll investigate and try and figure out how to get into it.
As far as you can tell, it's just pushing the chair.
Oh, well. Either of our muscle
characters.
members? You want to give that a shot? Looks like we got to push it in this direction, and I'll attempt to guide them to how to do it.
Okay. You guys can help each other. Whichever of you is the strongest can make an advantaged strength check plus 1d4.
I'll go ahead and Pepper, why don't you go ahead and roll since I'm a spider?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
it is a strength check.
Strength ability check with advantage plus 1d4.
How do I do it with advantage?
It's in the second. It's like after you click it, it'll give you another box.
Got it. I see that.
There you go. 16, and then roll a d4 manually. Another 2. All right, 18 total. Nora, with the spider's aid, pulling from behind, slides the chair back. And you can see the magical aura is just a very faint illusion. It's just a static, probably like permanent minor illusion that makes it look like bare stone floor. But knowing that it's there and it's kind of falling apart, like the stone around it's so cracked, there's a hole, like a chunk of stone is missing. You can see through the little hole that it leaves, where the illusion doesn't cover. So you can tell it's just a minor illusion. And through that tiny hole, you see a piece of rolled, not quite parchment, looks more like kind of loose leaf paper.
Can I reach it? Go ahead and grab it and see if I can read it.
You snag the paper. Written in common is a very short letter. It reads, Alice, I still await your return. I am growing impatient. Signed, just a stylized A.
I'll read that out to the group.
Alice.
And that's all that's under there?
Strange.
The spider chitters.
Yes,
Indeed.
shitter.
I'm gonna start talking to him like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. I agree, boy. That's very peculiar, this A leaving a note under a chair. Well, the wand's very cool, but I can't help but feel I've wasted it. This note is almost useless. Unless it's an anagram. Is that the word? No. Unless it's some sort of
Code.
Yeah, code for something. I'm gonna really flex my gray matter, see if I can rearrange it to anything that might make sense.
Roll intelligence.
Because that's an awful mundane letter to be hiding.
As far as you can tell, but like you rearrange it into several like half sentences, but none of them make sense.
Well, maybe not a cipher, but yeah, it doesn't mean anything to an outsider. I'm gonna read it one more time, just in case I've already forgotten it.
I put it in Discord so that you can't
Okay,
forget
cool.
it.
So not 100% on how these can't work, but I assume that it's a spoken language, not written.
These can't is spoken in hand sign, not written.
Okay. I assume, yeah, that I figured that, but I just wanted to ask.
Well, let's poke around a little more, see if we can find anything interesting.
Fury, you also, even with your amazing spider brain, cannot make it any fanciful changes to it. Maybe someone just left someone a letter. Sometimes those things happen.
And so that false bottom on the chair is the only thing within 30 feet that pinged with the wand?
It is. Roll history for me, Avi. Once upon a time...
I got all these fucking great abilities, and I keep rolling like 6s and 1s on them.
Once upon a time, maybe back when this building was whole, maybe this was a treasure hiding spot. That's, basically all your historic knowledge can make you help you guess at.
I'm impressed I was able to get that with a 1.
It was really just like, this looks like a nice building. I bet people used to hide treasure here.
Yes, that must have been what happened. I love that you don't know when you rolled a 1, on stealth or anything like that. It just seems
like it is one of the things that I sorely miss about original D&D when the DM rolled everything, because I just told you what happened. You don't even get to know what I roll.
Oh, I do. I do enjoy the mechanics to some degree, but from a storytelling perspective, that's much cooler.
As a player, I enjoy rolling and feeling that I have a little bit of a hand in the pot. But it's weird from a storytelling perspective to know that you fumbled and then have to accept the result.
Yeah, you basically, it's more of a game than a collaborative story.
Right.
When
you have to roll dice. Yeah.
Yeah. And so from a fairness perspective and a gamesmanship perspective, I get it. But at the same time, I think I agree with you that it probably would be cooler if it was all fluid.
Right. Okay. So you guys
shrugs his shoulders and ready to move on.
You explore a little more, but you find mostly more of the same. That these ruins are long abandoned, have been picked clean many times, and after another hour of searching in the dark, you return to camp, empty-handed aside from this note. Azaka greets you, having expected you to find nothing. She knows the history of Mesro, that there should be nothing here. She would have been shocked if you came back with something.
How far away was that building from our camp?
A little ways. It's kind of in the ruins city center. So
get to it within 30 minutes.
Yeah, if you're going directly there, yeah, you can take it. It's probably half hour or less journey.
All right, I got a weird idea. What if actually, look at the wand. Are there any names inscribed or initials inscribed on the wand? Looking for an A.
Nope.
Okay. Man. Hey, do y'all think I should maybe this dwarf is Alice? Should we go toss her body in the chair and see what happens?
What?
You never know. We did find a note and a body.
I did wonder if maybe they were related, but I don't.
Oh, can I tell how old this note is?
That's a good question. Why don't you roll history and intelligence? I want you to roll them separately. Good roll. 2 great rolls. Yes, this paper is very old. It looks like it has been trapped beneath that chair where it's had relatively little exposure to air for years.
Oh, this isn't Alice, or if it is, I don't think she has anything to do with this note. This note is very much older than this body.
Well, I suppose that takes care of that.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really looking forward to dragging a body 30 minutes, but... I do hate an unsolved mystery, though. Azaka, does this mean anything to you? I show her the note. We found it hidden underneath a stone chair inside of one of the buildings over there.
Well, not really. I don't know any Alice's, and I mean, A's not, the letter A is not much to go on, though it is particularly stylish. Maybe you'll find someone who's more of a people person and ask them about that kind of thing. Historically, there was, long ago, before the spell plague, there was a powerful magical society or race that lived here. Maybe one of them was Alice.
Oh, that makes sense. I grow impatient. Yeah. Almost sounds like some sort of really old magic user, so maybe we wouldn't want to wake them up.
Perhaps not.
If I've learned anything about wizards, it's that, for all the great good that we do in the world, if you live over 500 years, you tend to get a little weird, and you tend to stop being benevolent. So, yeah, maybe not worth looking for it.
Perhaps not.
Although, like I said, I do hate an unsolved mystery.
Well, it's only unsolved for now. Surely you can figure it out later.
Yeah, maybe.
Powerful magics can do many things, shocking things.
All right, then that night before he goes to sleep, he'll call up his buddy Tamora, and he's just gonna just on a whim, just a little. I know we haven't really talked in a long time, but I was spreading your word back in that town and all that, setting up casinos. Not asking for any direct interdiction or anything crazy like that, but if you could point us in the right direction towards this little, funny note we found last night and how to, tie all that up, that'd be pretty cool.
You don't have divine favor yet, do you? Or divine something?
I don't know, unless it's specifically within, level 1 cleric.
No, it's divine intervention. No, it's level 10 cleric.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a D100, and if you get a 98 or higher, I'll give you an inkling. That ain't it. You feel Timora's presence, but no knowledge.
We're pretty estranged. It'd be weird for her to help me to some degree. Basically the lore of my character is that she tolerates Avi for all of his years of good work and doesn't take away his clerical powers, but at the same time doesn't really approve of him abandoning his order and becoming a wizard and all that, taking things in his own hands. But then again, she is kind of the encouraging people to go crazy and take risks. So, she tolerates it a bit.
Okay. Ozaka finishes setting up camp, heads down. You guys set about taking your watches. Night passes uneventfully here at the edge of the ruins of Mesro, and you awaken bright and early with the sun. Zaka packs up her gear, leaves you with make sure that you all have some food and that she's got enough to handle herself. A 19, good one.
Yeah.
Well, it's been an adventure. A surprisingly pleasant one, and not as dangerous as the jungle usually is. Best of luck.
You too, Azaka. Get back in one piece.
I certainly intend to.
And hopefully we'll see you on the road ahead.
I'll look forward to it.
Do we want to take a break on that?
Yes, that is exactly what I want to do.
All right.
Oh, 11 on the dot. How convenient.
Yes. Break time. We'll be back in 5 to 10. Enjoy the break screen. Bye.
Do you have break music? Like, really?
Indeed.
which is very much so come to fuck them right in the face recently, though.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Intel's fine and all as far as huge corporations go, but ooh,
Well, I mean, that's
I
what
had
it was
other
a long
music.
time for the GPUs too. Like there was very, very minimal gains on the GPUs until
Until
pretty much
just
this
now.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until
Yeah,
the
you were
until the
looking at-
30X series.
yeah, where you're looking at 30% gains or something like that. Now you just see fucking monster. That's
Mhm.
true. Because they knew AMD was sneaking up on them on this one. Nvidia's craftier than Intel. Although Intel fucked up their die shrink that they thought was just going to allow them to keep doing whatever the fuck they wanted forever.
Didn't
Yeah,
work.
that last process did not work, and
Yep.
it's going to set them back by like a year.
Yeah, AMD kept that Threadripper under wraps and then was like, pow, gotcha.
Gotcha,
Well, Intel
bitch.
fit the rules of the game, and it's all fucking pretty much single process. Like, it doesn't really matter how many cores you have if nobody gives a shit.
But that will inevitably not be the case as multi-core processing becomes more usable.
One would say that, but we've had it forever, and like, nobody's really done a ton with it as far
because
as
they
video
didn't-
games.
Right, because they didn't need to. But as like for things like the advent of streaming, for example, it is extreme, a major boon for me to be able to run this many programs at a high speed on one of the new Ryzens.
Right. Or, AI kind of stuff you would think would need something like that, or a shit ton of scripting would run better on that than your GPU.
Mm-hmm. Image
It's just stuff like
like
that.
media processing, all that stuff. Like there are certainly avenues and like job markets that run infinitely better on multi-core.
Oh yeah, I'm specifically referring to games.
Yeah, and you're right.
You almost
Yeah,
think that game developers have just been lazy and have just done 95% of the work on the GPU for the last forever.
Right.
You go way back, like fucking Civ 5. I think that was the last CPU intensive game that was gonna come out in fucking forever, and it was just a shit ton of scripting and I guess AI decision making and stuff like that. So I guess it makes sense.
Anyways,
Those
it's time.
That should have put everyone to sleep.
Yes.
I just realized how incredibly
now that we're
boring everything I
back.
just said was. Yeah.
Cookies and milk, by
Man,
the
but
way.
before that, I was great. I was talking fucking rolling dice on your brain, the
Right.
Cheeto.
Missed
Oh,
all
just ran
that.
out of
Came
dice.
back to the pros and cons of AMD versus Intel.
Oh God, yeah. The perturbations in the computer, in the PC peripheral and hardware industry over the past 5 years, and propane accessories.
Propane and propane accessories. You're muted, Pepper, if you're talking to us. Okay. So we
I
picked.
still want to know how they get to how things work at that 3 nanometer recipe level. Like physically, how do electrons function in those tight spaces?
I don't know. How they
Because
keep shrinking.
some serious forces have to start taking over at that point in
Practice.
time. Anyway, I'll stop.
Yeah.
Well, they
before-
make them in clean rooms. You see, that's
no,
why.
No. But that's Dungeon the Dragons.
Yes.
So, morning has arrived. Azaka has said her goodbyes, and camp has been packed. We are now headed south, and we're back on the map. We have 3 days to travel. I will tell you, you don't know where the bridge is, but you're going to travel for 3 days to reach this bridge.
Yeah, Avi, who hasn't really gotten along or connected to anybody in the trip so far, outside of blatant superficialities, because he's not particularly charismatic or smooth or anything like that, is visibly sad when Azaka leaves.
His only companion so far.
I think it's just somebody that he really respected, just seeing her raw abilities. It's insight though.
Yeah,
All y'all
of
see is a
course,
little bit
yes.
of sadness.
Yeah, Ozzy's just a little quieter than usual. That's all.
Yep.
Day 1 passes without issue, but as you now have lost your guide, someone has to navigate the party.
All right. Are any of y'all natural folk? And y'all know the ins and outs of trees and
Anyone feeling
bridges and broken
confident
sticks?
in their survival?
Haha, I'll take the lead, I guess. Unless Fury wants to.
Well,
Do what?
I'm assisting you on survival.
Oh, good. And I'll offer my guidance, what knowledge I've been able to read in books.
You want me to do survival or nature?
Let me go find the rules. Where did you hide these, game?
In the game, somewhere.
I love this shit, this world map travel stuff.
Ah, here we go.
I've been getting a lot of Final Fantasy vibes out of this game.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, this is like a classic kind of meat grinder campaign. There's supposed to be a lot of combat, not a whole lot of time in cities, and therefore low NPC interaction. A lot of like risk, like there, because you can just wander into a much higher CR encounter because you like decided to go west today.
Or you accidentally stumbled upon a hidden staircase in Mesro and found a fucking level 20 demon.
Right.
Level 20.
Yes.
Let's see why.
Okay. It is a wisdom survival check by a singular navigator to determine if the party becomes lost.
So will I be rolling an advantage or just with the situational bonus?
You roll. Do. You rolled normal. With the assumption is that the party elects a single navigator and all assist to grant you just a single normal roll. Otherwise, you'd be at disadvantage since none of you are from here. So only with their help do you even get to roll at a normal rate at all.
So guidance is not a thing.
Guidance I will allow to help, but he doesn't roll at advantage.
All right.
You get a plus 1d4. You can also elect to travel at a slower pace, which would increase your, which gives you like a bonus, but means you only travel half a hex per day.
On a time-limited mission, I would highly advise against it.
No, we're not. Plus, we're also limited on rations. Too.
True, but you can always hunt. Okay.
Should I be subtracting rations as we go?
Not really.
Unless we like really fuck up and get stranded in the jungle forever and don't hunt.
Yeah, and if you guys like when we get further, if you guys decide to go to like deeply south where there's more dangers and it's almost exclusively swampland, there wouldn't be food. Right. Maybe we'll start tracking it then.
The jungle, you shoot a couple of monkeys, you might be all right.
And
I'm also an outlander, so we just
there you go.
So I forage food for 6 people just automatically.
Oh,
there you go.
Wow.
So
fuck their actions,
in any location where food is like available. Kings. Well, no, he can find forage. It's still rations at best. But in locations where food is available, Fury will always find food.
So yeah, Avi's been very impressed with sampling all the local berries and exotic fruits, and has started to catalog them.
All right.
And the insects.
And the insects, of course, yes.
Oh, how does spellbook preparation work for wizard in the morning? Or is that a thing?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I know it's different.
You just pick a number of spells equal to 1/2 your wizard level plus your intelligence modifier.
Yeah, are those set?
And those are the spells you have prepared.
Oh, do I prepare in the morning, or are those set?
You do.
You
can prepare a new set of spells every morning.
Right. From the spells in your book, though. Like you only have you only have a number of spells, and every time you level up, you get like 2 more. And if you want more spells, you have to find them out in the wild or purchase
in the
them.
copying. Yeah.
And then pay to copy it into the book, which is not cheap.
I mean, so I probably don't have a surplus of spells right now. Like the stuff that I have prepared is probably exactly what
the only things you have is what you learned through your level ups.
Yeah. So for my cleric stuff, I could swap that out, but the other stuff I didn't really care.
Correct. Right. Yeah, your cleric, you get the whole list.
Other than having the materials, I thought wizards had, or no, I guess he's not a wizard, right?
He is a wizard.
I am.
Okay, so the only thing he would really have to prepare for the day would be his cleric spells, right?
No. They're both prepared casters, and he has more spells. He can have more spells than he has available in slots.
I'm just not of that level.
Okay, because I thought you didn't have to prepare your wizard spell because you had typically your spell book with you.
No, preparing spells takes an hour, and you're gonna say these are my 3 spells that I have today, and I can cast them in these leveled slots.
Okay, gotcha.
So day 1 passes without issue. Hawks, as the elected navigator, is able to keep the main line. Now your travel here is relatively easy because you're following the gorge. You're next to this giant chasm that is at times like 100 feet deep, at times several hundred, leading down to a narrow river and a kind of a thin valley. The first day passes without issue. You make camp and rest for the night and step up on the second day. Roll
Oh man,
another survival.
we've just woken up again on the
We
second
have
day.
just woken up on the second day.
My 19.
I know.
Wasted.
17 still good. Hawk's new survival roll.
Can I just give him that 17?
You can.
I mean, his rolls are already so well, I won't do it.
Okay.
Should be fine, right?
Should be.
Ha, and then now we're gonna wander into
Yeah.
the woods.
Comes a 1. Oh, 22.
Ah.
Okay.
I mean, that's good bonuses.
Once again, perfect on his rolls. You travel another day southward along the canyon or the gorge edge. During the night, let's see who's awake between the four of you.
Do we want to go ahead and do a set of watch?
I just assume you do watches every night. Fury, during your watch, the last watch, you feel a gentle but unexpected rumbling of the earth.
I'll let the others know that in the morning.
At the moment,
Like it doesn't
at the moment
repeat
you're
it.
doing
So it
nothing.
doesn't repeat.
Oh, it
itself.
does. Like I'm telling you, the first time you felt it, you're like, "That's weird," and it happens again, and
Yeah.
again, and again, and
All right,
again,
I'm waking people up.
at a pretty steady rhythm.
Yeah,
Everyone,
I'm absolutely waking people up because
Okay.
that feels like some footsteps or something.
It does. Everyone is quietly awakened in the latter hours of the night, still maybe a few hours from daybreak. You all awaken to feel very minor earthquakes. And
Oh.
as he stealths through the camp, awakening you, you are the intensity of these quakes is becoming slightly higher and higher. Until you begin to hear it, the sound of trees being pushed aside.
Does it sound like a bunch, or is it just a single entity? Yeah, I assume it is a single entity based off your description already, but will we be able to tell?
I don't think you would have any background to make that guess.
We don't have a campfire, right?
Do you?
Like an active campfire.
I wouldn't assume so.
I just wanted to check.
Oh, that sounds like something big. Let's get out of the way.
Do we know like how big a
hear-
Stegosaurus is?
I mean, we're hearing trees getting torn down.
How would you know that?
yeah, I
We
didn't.
wouldn't know, but
Dinosaurs
I
are
would
not
assume-
common outside of this area, so you only know about that they exist. None of you have ever come into contact with one.
Okay.
As
I
the
don't know what that is.
vibrations increase, you hear the sound of trees being pushed aside, and every now and then you all give a little shock or a jump as you hear one of these large jungle trees snap. And for a tree that large, it's loud. It's basically an explosion of wood somewhere in the not too far distance,
Can we tell which direction it is?
coming from the west of you.
Well, let's move east. We definitely want to give whatever that is a wide
East
berth.
is the gorge edge. You're, probably 30 feet from the edge of the gorge.
Well, get as close. I mean, get
I'm
5
gonna-
feet away.
I'd urge the party that we continue south.
I mean, we need to get our rest in. I'm just hoping whatever it is will pass.
Well, if it's moving from, you said from the west?
Yep.
So it's probably across the gorge?
Oh, it's coming towards
It
us
is
from the
coming
west?
towards you from the
Yeah.
west.
Oh, yes. We should go
Oh,
south.
never mind,
and
west.
east.
Yeah,
Let's
it's one.
fucking
Yeah,
go.
okay, so the west. Okay, yeah, sorry. I was.
I
No,
agree.
you're
Yeah.
completely right.
Yeah.
I was about to, put us against the edge for it to knock us off.
All right. You pack up quickly and quietly and head a little southwards, trying to avoid this. But given that you're trying to be stealthy and whatever it is isn't, it still seems to be getting closer. And as you're sneaking just outside of the jungle area in like a narrow stretch, like at the edge of the jungle in a narrow stretch of kind of open field, the last 20 feet between you and the gorge, you look up over the treetops in the very limited moonlight. You see a massive neck ending in a head that's kind of rounded on top and out to the sides, standing a solid 10, 15, maybe even 20 feet above these tall jungle trees.
My God, it's a were-tiger.
It's nice because in game I'm like, damn it, I don't know. And in real life I'm like, whew, just stay out of its way and it probably won't eat us.
That's a pretty long neck it's got there.
Yeah, it can
Very
probably see us if it can
long.
see at night. Let's get back
I'm
to the
gonna
trees.
urge that we stop and then kind of hunker down and try and like hide, because I'm like,
Yeah.
in character I have no idea whether it eats what it eats,
Right.
what it is. So
terrifying
yep,
creature.
it's
yeah.
terrifying. So I have no idea. So I'm gonna
Huge
try and hide.
monster.
You hunker down here at the edge of the jungle, and luckily it does seem to be totally oblivious of your existence. It just happened to be passing through, and you were in that path. The massive creature, probably a dinosaur based on what little you know, just passes on by. 10, 15 minutes later, you can't even see the head, but you can still feel the rumbles, and it's gone.
All right, well, thank you for the early warning, Fury. Let's try and get back to sleep and salvage what's left of the night.
Okay.
Okay.
Work.
Work. Or work. That is exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get us DMCA dungeon.
Oh, sorry. It's the
Okay.
beginning of a raid.
Yes, that's all. All right. The night passes without issue, and we head into the third day of our journey.
More numbers.
More numbers, and one more survival check from Hawks.
I'm giving him the 16.
Okay, you give him the 16. He's
Not
got plus
wasted
5,
this
so it's a
time.
21. No bothering with guidance. He's just got a 21. Alrighty. The day, once again, you don't find yourself lost, and the morning passes uneventfully. As the afternoon arrives, you begin to hear strange noises coming from the
You wish
gorge
you had your
below.
number. Is it laughing from the gorge?
It is. If you listen closely, it sounds like cacophonous laughter, as if many voices smashed together via echoes.
Well, there's the aforementioned Mahaha. I wonder what's causing that. I'm gonna
Indeed.
squint my tiny eyes and see if I can see anything.
From here, you just see the gorge below. Every now and then, maybe you spot a bird or a small creature traveling through the foliage down there. But in general, there's just a narrow river and a little bit of dense forest or jungle.
Well, we're looking for the monkey bridge. I'm sure that'll stand out so that we can get over to the eastern banks of all this.
As time passes, hours go by, and this laughing becomes a little louder. You're definitely heading towards it, and it seems kind of random. It's not like on a time schedule. Just every once in a while, laughter kicks up and goes louder and louder and louder, and then suddenly silences as the echoes fade out.
I'm hearing a laugh track randomly play.
Yes.
I'm
Exactly.
imagining that.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson and his horde of monkeys.
I thought she was going with old Greg.
Oh, Greg, yeah.
That shit was so funny.
Finally, as you come into sight of the monkey bridge, or Ataz Muhaha, you see... Oh, where did my description go? I should have put myself there earlier. I was too busy thinking about monkeys. There they are. Okay. You come upon a long bridge spanning the chasm covering at this point a relatively narrow area, probably why they built the bridge here. A bare, let's see how long. All right.
I cannot see this. Am I supposed to be able to see it?
Do I not have vision on this thing? Oh, I do not. Just take all these off. How about now?
Okay, now I can see.
Oh, cool.
You
Yeah,
see
it's
a
really-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100, maybe 150 feet across. The stone bridge covers the gorge, supported by tall struts, which you can see in the upper right corner, to the below gorge, which looks to be about 100-foot drop. The dinosaur's just there for scale. It's not actually down below you. In the center, you see a tall, standing statue. A stone shrine stands at the midpoint of the bridge. Consists of an imposing statue of a Chultan warrior wearing a war mask, hunkered down like a panther ready to pounce. Like the monkeys elsewhere on the bridge, the carving is stylized. Bright gems flash in its eye sockets. And at the edge of your vision, while you're standing way over on the west side, you can see a human skeleton lies crumpled near the statue's feet. Several of its bones are obviously broken, but it's impossible to tell whether these injuries happened while the person was alive or were caused by scavengers after death.
I've got a bad feeling about this bridge.
The minor carvings, like all the little indents, are like monkeys. They're all like stylized stone monkey statues. And then looking below the bridge, you also see a dense forest of hanging ivy and vines, from which comes the continuous laughter of monkeys.
Oh, well, there's the name. We get it, guys. It's all monkeys. So the question is whatever killed that guy by the statue, is that because he wasn't sneaky enough, or is that because something just happens when you're crossing the bridge? Maybe a trap of some kind.
As you approach the western edge, you see that this bridge was carved quite artistically. Not only is it large and sturdy, but each of the great stone tiles is carved with like intricate lines of like various paths and figures and stuff like that. They almost look maze-like.
I'm going to study the patterns on the closest tiles and the next two, as far as I can see, and see if I can discern any sort of pattern or anything that comes into view about a path that would be the right path to take across the bridge to avoid setting off some crazy trap.
An intelligence ability check. As you attempt to puzzle this out from the western edge, you don't see any rhyme or reason to them, as if like the pattern indicates something in particular, but it does kind of remind you of something. Roll me a religion check. Unfortunately, you cannot recall, as your study of the Chultan religions is pretty sparse.
I should have put my 12 there. Wait, did I even roll again? Yeah, 16, 12. Okay. I'll burn one of the charges off the wand to see if I can discern where traps are on the bridge, or if the whole bridge itself is a trap.
Within 30 feet, you find nothing with your wand.
Oh, curious. So that covers 6 squares.
Indeed.
Well, guys, I've got a vague, interesting feeling that, the way the pattern illuminates across this bridge reminds me very much of something along the lines of the Chultan religions, but I can't quite place what aspect of it all it was. I mean, I read that book a long time ago, before I even, knew what Chult was, really. But there's no traps within 30 feet, so, I'm going to venture a guess that we can walk out stealthily 6 tiles and, rinse and repeat.
I'm going to, without touching them, I'm going to kind of investigate them as best I can without touching them one
Investigate
of the statues.
of the statues. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, seeing him look at the statues, I'll assist.
They appear to be intricately carved, but
That's it.
other
Well,
than
that's
that,
advantage, right?
oh, you're not guiding. You assisted.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll again.
Just another normal roll.
Yeah, normal
Yeah.
investigation.
No 1d4.
Same
Wow.
result. Okay.
Holy fuck! A 1 and a 2.
A 1 and a 2. A 1 and a 3. No, 2. Yeah, 2. Sorry. Yeah, they're very well carved, even despite their age. The craftsmen must have been very very talented, but other than that, they look nothing like not out of the ordinary, purely decorative.
These look good to me, guys.
They're not traps, apparently. I mean, not being a trap and not being ready to jump to life and stab us is something very different. Are there really a couple broken here?
Yep.
Now, what would break? How broken do they? Can I investigate the rubble to see if I can tell what the fuck happened to it?
Like all of them are in some state of disrepair. This bridge has been around for probably more than 100, if not several hundred years. But even
So
like
natural,
right? Like natural decay. Now, I mean, maybe some of them have been struck or damaged as well, but like even the ones that are still standing are showing a lot of sign of wear.
So if I saw that, I wouldn't be like, "Wow, what the fuck smashed this?"
Yeah.
It looks pretty clear. Or for him to at least make that assumption outside of us thinking for him.
Right.
Okay, well, step lightly and be as stealthy as you can, because I get a feeling from that laughing down there may be an audience watching us cross this bridge. So yeah, stay low, stay quiet, and nobody pass in front of me. I'm going to be keeping my eyes open to see if I can spot any traps or things that might be ready to jump out and grab us.
Travel slowly, roll investigation to continue to check as you move forward. You cross 6 squares, as was your plan, and spot no anything, really, that stands out at you, aside from the fanciful, bigger statue in the center with the fancy eyes.
I'm going to continue on until we get 15 feet away from the statue, and then I'm going to burn another wand charge to see if there's anything trapped or strange about the statue.
Okay. As you approach, you get closer and closer, checking for traps all along the way. A round of that like cacophonous laughter coming from directly below you starts to ramp up and whip up into it's very loud being this close to them. You freeze in place expecting something to happen, but it passes. A few minutes go by and the echoes die out. The wand charge goes up. Nothing.
Statue looks totally clear.
Yep.
You said it has strange eyes?
It has gemstones in its eye sockets.
I don't think we should touch those eyes. I mean, they look valuable, but got a bad feeling about it.
Are they
I thought
magic?
we were on this trip to find treasure.
They may be magical, but I don't want to take the 10 minutes standing still to find out. They're not.
I'm with you, Hawks. I agree about the treasure, but this seems a bit dangerous.
Are we close enough to the body to take a little peek and see what might be up with it?
You are.
Cause of death or any cool stuff he might have?
This lies at the statue's feet. If you're stopped 15 feet away, it's approximately 10 feet
Okay.
from you.
I'll continue on after using the wand charge,
Okay.
still investigating to make sure that there's no traps or
All right,
anything out of
so
the
you-
ordinary.
So you come up to basically 5 feet from the statue. You're essentially in the square that is at the base of its big ass feet, and standing right in front of this skeleton. This is probably not it feels like your encounter with the dwarven body previously. This is probably a long dead explorer or adventurer, and it has even less than the dwarven body did. It has been picked clean. It is very literally just a skeleton with broken bones, not even old tattered clothes.
No, so there's no point in investigating it. It's kind of, yeah, tough to get any information out of just a skeleton.
True.
Especially one that's been touched as many times as this one might have been by all the monkeys. Okay. Don't touch the skeleton. Just, who knows? And let's try and be real stealthy walking around the statue.
As Avi
What do y'all
leads
think?
the way across the past the statue, stepping his first, just a single foot into the square that would share its, horizontal space, the statue rumbles to life. Standing up tall as an immense stone warrior, levels its like a large kind of fighting staff. We roll into initiative. Everybody roll a wisdom ability check for me.
Man, I've just learned something new about D&D.
Hmm.
I didn't know that there were things like this that could happen that weren't part of a trap effect or something like this,
Yeah.
I guess if he's a creature that like freezes himself.
It's a puzzle effect. If you don't do the thing, this ceases to be a statue and becomes a creature.
So it's not a trap effect.
Right.
It's like a puzzle effect.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So if you don't do what it needs to do,
Right.
then you face consequences.
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool. Now that we fucked it up, what could we have done to have this not happen?
We will have to discover that because this is this is not over.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I need a missing ability,
Wisdom.
a wisdom from you. Yes. Both Fury and Avi, as this creature stands up to its full height from the stone base, it is enormous, extremely imposing,
Oh,
and you get the feeling that might be out of your league.
Run away!
yeah. I'm just gonna yell, "We can't beat this!" And I'm gonna attempt to keep space from it. I guess it probably has pretty massive reach. I mean, fuck, you can't keep space from it and pass it, can you? Or could I have? I don't.
So all the models on the map are a little too big, but it is twice as big as any of you.
Okay, so it would have reach that would be able to get anybody that tried to walk by it.
Yes. There we go. Okay. So we roll into combat as this creature stands up, imposing and extremely dense, looking upon you with its warrior's mask from its gemstone eyes. Hawks, you're first.
So these guys were like run at the very beginning.
So, I mean, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We both said run.
Avi and Fury saw this, got a sense of how dangerous this situation was, and yes, but apparently they've both said run.
Okay, and well, for sake of this, I want to grovel just in case they try and attack it or anything else. Actually, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna beg, and that's gonna be my action. And then I guess and then I want to take my movement action and then move 30 feet away.
So you're gonna beg it to leave you guys alone, or what? Like, what do you mean you're gonna beg?
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna beg and be basically just get down and please, please don't hurt us. We're just trying to have safe passage across this.
So you like get down on your knees. You like, oh, I'm small. Please don't hurt us. And then you
Yeah.
scurry backwards at your full movement.
Yes.
Okay. Move yourself back. Avi,
I'm beside it, right?
you are.
I'm gonna hit him with Bane. Or at least try to.
It's a DC 13 Charisma save.
Wait, I can pick his roll. Oh, I have shit rolls for that for once. Damn it, where's my one? I mean, yeah, I have a fucking 16 and a 12 here. That's not useful for me. Every other day we've adventured, I had a roll that I could have imposed that might have helped me here.
He has a 1. He is baned.
Sweet. Then I'm gonna try and fucking sprint 30 feet past this guy.
All right. He
Or 25 feet. I'm teeny tiny.
He will take an attack of opportunity with his minus D4 from Bane. He probably should have just disengaged.
I mean, my action was Bane, right?
Yep. Okay.
This is his first attack's gonna be a 12. I guess he gets one attack for this, right?
Yeah,
Attack of
he's
opportunity?
attack of opportunitying. So yeah, he gets one
It's a
attack.
12.
It's a 12. All right.
Yeah.
That gives him a 22.
Shield. Fuck. I'm gonna be all alone over here. Fuck. Didn't even listen to his own advice.
Yep. You're gonna shield.
Yeah. I mean, if it's gonna hit me, I'm not gonna get hit by this fucking thing.
Now your portent. Is that a reaction to use in combat, or is it no
yeah.
action?
You can use it for anything. It just doesn't matter.
Active ability. You finish a long rest. Blah blah blah.
Oh, usage action. Really?
Yeah.
Be like an out of turn action? Oh shit.
Yeah, that does make sense if you can do it out of turn. Go read in the actual wizard entry. When you finish a long rest, roll blah blah, you can replace any of these things that you can see with one of these rolls. You must choose to do so before the roll, and you can replace it only once per turn. It does not mention an action at all, so that's a mistaken boundary.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, I mean, it would be weird if it did burn my turn to do that.
Yep. Okay, so you do that. Then you start to run. He swings. You shield, and does that give you? That's a 23. Yeah, so you narrowly escape and are able to move your full movement.
And knowing what it took me to do that, I'm gonna immediately yell to the group, "Don't try to pass." As I pass.
As you pass what?
The monster. I just tried to move my full movement away from it.
Right, but
So,
you
of
pass.
course.
When you say pass, you're moving to the right. Or are you moving left backwards?
I was trying to just get past the fucking thing and go jump it.
You're gonna go to the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the plan.
All right. I mean, if that's the plan, then move yourself your full movement to the right.
Granted, now that I've seen how hard he hits, that was a terrible idea.
Yep.
But
So you get over there, closing in on the gap. Part of the bridge over here has fallen away, leaving a 20-foot gap between it and the ledge beyond. Though there is a height differential, and you're on the high end, so you get a little bit of leeway if you're trying to make a leap. It only counts as 15 feet.
yeah, yes, I'm sure a good old 15 feet jump, that'll be easy for me.
No big deal. Okay, that ends your turn, Nora.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark.
You're gonna
Does
run
it
up and
22 hit?
swing. All right. Nora is feeling ballsy. Everyone else is like, run away. She's like, fuck that. I'm gonna kill a stone thingy. 22. Yes, a 22 hits.
Yeah. For 5 damage.
Out of his 500 hit points or some shit. I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
General
know
goal.
Out of the 3 damage that he took, because he's resist. Oh, I'm kidding. I have no idea.
that would
So-
be terrible.
Your sword breaks.
You
Oh my
swing
God.
your sword down, clang, loud, shaking your arms. Stone doesn't even chip.
Okay, yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do. I don't want to
You
provoke
don't
an
You don't want to move?
opportunity.
Okay.
No.
All right, it's his turn. Now,
Also, everybody that was within, everybody that was within 10 feet of me whenever I begged gets a advantage on attacks.
On
On
attacks?
attacks. Because it's
Really?
distracted. Yeah.
Well, she already hit.
Here, I'll do it.
So what is this
Well,
feature? You need to
shit.
post this. This phrase is OP. Once per short rest as an action, you can cower to distract foes. Till the end of your next turn, allies gain advantage on attack. Oh, so it's a distraction. Gotcha. I was like, how the hell does begging give advantage
If they're within 10 feet.
against
and
enemies
then-
within 10 feet of you, which are not with it?
But I used it. Oh, I guess. But it's
Against enemies within 10 feet of you.
Right,
He's
is
not
it-
within 10
is it-
feet of you anymore.
But he's making the argument like it
When
was
he cast
before I
it.
moved. The question is like, is this an active aura effect? Are you distracting
Right.
them now,
It's-
or
since
did you
it goes
distract
until
it and
next
then
turn.
run? I would say that if you ran away, it is no longer concerned with you or distracted.
Yeah.
They'd probably need to stay
Okay.
within 10 feet.
okay. Got it. Never use that ability again.
No, that's
No,
incredibly
unless-
useful.
Unless I
melee.
have to.
Yeah, it was worth
Yeah,
a
like
try.
it's a very powerful ability in certain situations.
If we're trying to kill something,
If you guys are
Stick
surrounded
around
and you're
it,
in
then yeah.
melee, then yeah, it's extremely
then
powerful.
it's fucking sweet.
Because it's all enemies too. Like if there are 6 dudes, y'all are surrounded, that's huge.
Skeleton fight?
That skeleton fight, that would have been big.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Stone Golem. Alright. Do I just murder Avi here? Let me go read the rules of my
Or-
fight.
Or Nora.
Well, so
Does
the,
she
the,
attack?
He'd
the
have
problem-
to disengage with Nora.
The problem is that his magical instructions are do not let people pass you who have
Right.
not performed the puzzle.
Got it.
So,
So I'm
and
back.
Avi
So I'm
had,
good.
like you guys are all in trouble because you're doing bad things, but Avi passed him, and that's
Right.
not okay. Yeah, he about faces. Nora, you can make an attack of opportunity because he's got to
Perfect.
step over to Avi.
I will definitely do that.
Put it in his butt.
Can I use my sword and then divine smite on
If-
an attack of opportunity?
If you hit, right?
Yeah, you know if you hit first before you decide to
Right,
smite.
but I don't know if you can smite as an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, that's what I'm unsure of as well.
I think you can pump it into any attack.
That's what I thought as well, but let me go look.
Yeah, because I was doing the pole arm build,
Yeah,
and that was
wait-
why it was
wait.
overpowered.
Anytime when you hit with a creature with a melee weapon, you can smite.
Okay,
whole thing.
perfect. All right, I'm swinging.
I love that you get to choose. I love that you get to wait to see if you hit before you decide to smite.
Well, even in the other ones, when you miss, it just stays in the sword until the next time
Damn
you
it.
would hit.
Damn it!
10, unfortunately, will not do it. He steps away. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's his move? 30? 5,
Ah,
6. Covering the exit. Like he still leaves that narrow alley. You could try and squeeze by him again, but he is attempting to prevent you from crossing the bridge. And let's see how long I remember this fight had special rules.
hey, at least I still have my shield up.
True, it is still that turn.
Does he not, based on his movement, does he not provoke an attack of opportunity from Avi? as
No,
well?
because he's still within melee
Yeah,
range of
enter.
Avi.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
You have to.
there
you
is
have to
a
enter and
fucking
leave.
sweet feat you can get that when people sentry or sentinel or whatever.
Sentinel,
lets you
yeah,
attack
to
them when they
prevent people
enter your
from
attack.
leaving. No, it
Well,
doesn't. Not
and
when they
when they
enter.
enter.
Yeah, and then like Warcaster would let you cast a spell as a attack of opportunity,
Yeah.
which is a nice to have. Okay. Do. As the opportunity, it tries this. Okay. Well, in a way, this is good for Avi, because otherwise he'd probably just squish you. But according to the rules, according to the rules of my combat, this is what I'm supposed to do. How do you oppose this? Hold on. I'll use these often enough.
Oh, it's a polearm master. That's what fucks you up when somebody enters your area. So, Pepper, if you used a glaive, halberd, pike, quarterstaff, or spear, and then took polearm master, when somebody walked up to you, you'd get to smack them in the face. That's what I had Cragmore built out to do.
Yeah.
All right, make a Avi, make a athletics or acrobatics, whichever is better for you.
Well, yeah, acrobatics, I think. Oh, well, this is a 16 plus 2 is what this is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right, so that gets you an 18. That's way better than my 9 since I rolled a 3. I believe I get to try more than once. Yeah, I can do this twice. So make another one, or replace again if you want.
Ooh, here's the gambling time. My other number's a 12.
Ah, that is a little bit more gambly.
Oh, fuck. Knowing it's only a slight edge. Oh god, but knowing that I will literally die if I roll low. I'll replace it. That's because I mean the plus 2. Yeah.
That's gonna
That's
give you a 14. Okay.
Yeah.
Higher than the average.
19. The golem steps up with one great fist, just shoves it directly in your direction. But you nimbly dodge. Unfortunately, you dodge to the left, the same direction that his other massive fist pushes you straight into the chest and over the edge of the bridge.
Feather fall?
Yep. That's why I said it was kind of good for you, because I could have just
Yeah.
hit you for 1,000,000,000 damage.
Yeah, I would just be dead. Now I get to land and hang out with the monkeys.
Right. Well, you're going to fall to the bottom of the gorge. The monkeys are just on the underside of the bridge.
Oh, they were hanging on the bridge?
That's what I said. There's a big mass of vines beneath the bridge.
Mm,
If you look at the image, you can actually see the monkeys below it.
Indeed.
in the top right. That's cool.
Okay. So, you're going to plummet 100 feet here unless you cast
Oh, I'm feather
Featherfall.
falling faster than you can bat
Alright.
your eyes.
You're shot, like you dance to the side. Haha, you missed me. Oh shit.
Shit.
Featherfall. All right, you will fall to the ground and are effectively out of combat, as there's no way for you to ascend that 100 feet. Fury. Fury.
Run away!
Run away!
Hey, at least he backed up and gave y'all room to run.
True. You just like move dash.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Hawks.
My move action is going to be
The scale here is not the same. Just count squares.
gonna move out of there.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's gonna be
That's 6.
so he's about 50 to 60 feet away. I'm gonna pull out my crossbow and take a shot at him.
Okay. Sailing through the air, the crossbow bolt impacts the creature, and similar to Nora's sword, seems to deal no damage to the stone.
Okay.
You don't need to bother rolling damage. It's not going to pierce him. Nora.
All right. Well, he's pretty far away from me now.
He is.
So I am going to take this opportunity to run
All right.
back.
Join your party on the far side.
Yeah.
Okay. Move yourself to where you'd like to be. Alrighty. His turn. 1,
Poor
2,
Avi.
3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. He double moves himself, crossing this distance. Fury.
Well,
Well,
we're gonna throw an entangle on him to try
Okay.
to slow him down, and then we're gonna, because unfortunately my guy doesn't know how golems work. And then he's going to. Is this how steep is this cliffside right here?
almost sheer. It's rough, but it is effectively sheer.
Okay. In that case, he's gonna start running around to the north to see if he can find a way to get down to go find Avi.
All of it is technically climbable. It's just very tall. Like I said, so it's a rough surface, meaning the DCs are not difficult.
Okay.
But it is there's no. The only difference is that there's no slope anywhere.
Right. Okay. In that case, he'll throw his entangle. He'll turn into a spider and then start walking down the cliffside.
Okay. Throw entangle.
It's just a DC.
Post it for us.
You're saving. It's a strength save.
Posty.
Yep, strength save.
Need you to post the spell in chat.
And it's a 20-foot square, so I'll go ahead and draw that on the.
Shoot him off. You are 45 feet from him at the moment.
Approximately that. And I'll move the entangle a little bit further down.
Okay, DC 13.
Strength save.
And where did my other
Which is a giant stone thing that moves. It probably has no trouble with a strength save.
Almost certainly.
Maybe it rolls a 1, though. It is baned, so that's subtracting from
That's
its
true.
ability
Minus
to
1d4.
Mm-hmm.
Still 19 though. You throw your entangle. A pod of vines spread out, but cannot seem to grasp tightly enough for the stone golem's feet. And you go spider form, giant spooter,
You can just leave the token the same for now.
Okay.
Oh wait,
For that.
it's moved and knocked me off the side. Was it supposed to get a minus 1d4 on that?
No, that's attack rolls and saving throws, not skill checks.
Fuck.
All right.
Thank you for not making him make an attack roll though.
Yeah, his average damage on a single slam is 19. His max,
And
and he's got 2 of them, and the max damage is 30.
Yep.
Yeah, it's rough. You guys are vastly outmatched here. You're not supposed to fight this guy.
Yeah, Avi's puzzle abilities are still coming around.
Hawks, you are up.
I'm gonna take a. Well, so if I go to disengage, how far? Like, is it triple move distance, or like what is the?
Disengage just prevents you from getting hit with attack of opportunities. Dash is what gives you an extra distance. And now, since you, as a rogue, you can triple dash, which means you can go triple distance. You can go, you move regular, you dash as an action, you dash as a bonus using your cunning action. So you can triple move.
Okay, yeah, then that's. I want to triple move 60 feet away. I guess unless the dash is not 30 feet, and then.
No, it's the same. So you'd be 90 total.
Yeah, I want to get 90 feet away, but I want to be able to visibly see the where the bridge and kind of the ground meet.
You want to you're probably gonna move like north or south along the gorge, not into the jungle.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna move north then.
Okay. The Hawks is way off, 90 feet out. Nora.
See you,
Yeah, I feel like I can't do anything. I'm kind of screwed. Oh my god, I just clicked out of Foundry. Free! Okay. Yeah, Is there anything else I could do? I feel like I'm kind of at a loss. If I
You
want to
can run.
stay
Yeah,
away,
you can run.
yeah, I'll run.
Okay. Nora
That's
double
really all I
moves, also runs. The golem comes up, pushes through the entanglement, and stands at the edge of the bridge. Looking.
Holds up both of his giant hands and
You see him hit the edge of the bridge long before he should have been out of movement, and then we will exit combat as he lumbers back towards his pedestal.
how do the monkeys respond?
They laugh riotously. Okay. We have exited combat. Avi, you floated 100 feet down to the gorge floor. You are in a sparsely grassed area next to a kind of a narrow set of bushes, as we can see here. And you're effectively in this little light green zone.
Am I able to scurry up this bank? Or
So
is
this
there
is-
another cliff face?
So this is a flat area, but yeah, it's cliff face on the far side, just as it would be on the west.
Looking over where the bridge has collapsed, does that look climbable? Or like
Not any-
easier to get up?
Not any more climbable than anything else. This is it's all basically just rough stone.
I mean, like the bridge detritus wouldn't be useful to help you get up there.
So look at the image in the top right.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
just stone.
okay. Yeah, never mind. I'm looking at the main map and
Right.
maybe, but no. No. Okay. Well, I'm gonna peek around and see, how exposed I am. Probably very exposed.
quite.
And
There's
attempt
not
to find a spot to hide.
there's not a lot of trees here, as you can see on the map. It's there's like some thick bush, which is this area near the river, and then some more sparse kind of grassish area, which is the exterior pieces.
Luckily, I'm small. Do I see any bush areas that I could probably hide in?
Oh yeah, all of the major bushes near the river area are probably stuff you could hide in.
I'm gonna go hide in the bushes.
Okay. Roll stealth.
I already used both my rolls. Son of a bitch. There we
Alright.
go.
Feeling
Perfect.
very stealthy, Avi ducks into some bushes. Spider Fury, you alight on the bottom of the gorge area, and looking around, what's your passive perception? It's 10 plus 0. So you spot in the bushes a very poorly hidden Avi across the river over there. What are you up to, Fury?
He is trolling along on the ground, looking for a way to get across the river to go find Avi.
Okay, so you step into the bushes well above the bush line, not easily hidden at all, and head up to the river edge. You see, it's a pretty clean river. It looks like it comes pretty direct from the sea beyond, and even a few fishes swim by. And then over there, across the way, some 30-35 feet, Avi's little head hiding in the bushes poorly is just holding really still.
Okay. How deep does the river look?
At its center, probably somewhere between 5 and 10 feet.
So definitely too much for Spider to just
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you definitely can't just walk through it. The current's enough that you would definitely need a swim check.
Or a jump check.
Okay.
Yeah, you could of course try to jump. You can. I'll even give you one of the stones there as a post, and it would still be a 15-foot jump to cross. If that was your plan.
Yeah, let's go ahead along with that.
All right, roll me in athletics.
So this has a +1 on it because Spider.
Okay. With a 12, you leap most of the distance and then flounder right at the edge as about half your body doesn't make it. Roll me a spider strength save. Good enough. You manage to kind of laboriously pull yourself out. Avi, hiding in the bushes, you don't see any of this. The first you do is you hear kind of like a largish creature moving through the underbrush from across the river, which is a little scary. And then enormous splash, like 10 feet away from you.
Definitely peeking.
Oh, it's a giant spider!
That's Fury. I've seen that.
Fury. Okay. Fury pushes himself up out of the water.
Over here. I think I'm hidden.
It's staring right at you.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank Tamora. Hey, man, you mind carrying me up that cliff over there and then going back and getting the others and Spider taxi servicing us up there? Evidently, we can't use the bridge.
The spider makes it, like, rubs its head with one of its front claws.
You can do it. Just use some of your butt goo. Fix me to your back. Climb on up there. We'll be fine.
Ah, yes, the butt goo.
My daughter.
Do I have enough time to make a web across the river here between the bushes?
To make it a crossable without jumping?
Well, basically, so I can cross it without jumping.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you've got an hour of your spider form. So let's say
Right.
it takes you as an action. You can web. Yeah, let's say it takes you, like a minute or two to web up a square. It's still 4 or 5 minutes to make a very temporary webbing. Won't
Right.
last, but you'll be able to cross it a few times. And so if we imagine it, you're willing to spend half an hour being a spider taxi, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go ahead and arrange for that. At which point he'll run back. He'll just pat Avi on the head, point into the bushes, run back, pick up the other two, bring him back
Okay.
forward, and we'll keep
I'll
marching
scurry
forward.
into the bushes and watch all this.
Okay. We'll fast track this and roll one check for encounters, as you are definitely not able to do any of this very stealthily. Nothing happens. You accomplish this feat. 30 to 45 minutes pass as you play taxi service, but eventually you manage to get everyone onto the far side of the gorge.
All right. Fuck you, monkey statue. We made it. Solved the puzzle.
Good job.
I stick out my tongue at the statue, and we keep marching on.
Alrighty.
Avi looks down and sees the dents in his chainmail.
Okay. Well, this is a good spot to stop, as there is a ton of ground to cover before we get anywhere else. The party arrives at the far side. It is currently my counter midday on day 3 after leaving Mesro, and the party, having passed the Laughing Gorge, turns their eyes southward. You've got a very rough approximation that south is the direction you intend to travel, only because you know that your direction was somewhere near Kirsabal. Where that is and where that might land you is entirely up to you. But at the very bare minimum, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 full days arriving on the night of the 7th day to reach your last known location, or your rough marker for Kirsabal.
This is a monstrous side quest.
Mm-hmm.
Cinder's dead. I mean, unless we have like 2 years to save her.
You've got a while, but it is definitely nowhere near 2 years.
Is it greater than a year?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's fucked.
But I mean, like a year, it's 365 days. Like,
true. And even if we burn 40 on this, I guess that's a bit of time.
Right. If you spend 2 months, that's a big chunk of days, but it's not a year either.
It's true. Hey, maybe she's able to magically concatenate some special extra month of life magic spell.
Maybe.
We keep feeding her health potions.
We find
it worked that
maybe
way.
in Kirsabal we'll find a extra powerful necromancer able to extend whatever spell's keeping her alive.
Right. That's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Well, it's been a blasty blast. Thanks for playing, players. Thanks for watching, watchers. We will not be on next week, as it is Christmas. Players, are y'all back the following week, the 31st? New Year's Eve.
I'll be around.
Being old and having a child, and my wife falling asleep at 10.
Probably so.
Yeah. I'll be available either at 9 or 10, knowing my usual circumstances.
Right.
Mine's a
and no restaurants
maybe?
being open, so
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. What was that, Kosher?
Mine's a maybe. It depends on if the wife wants to have like
Do a
A
thing.
normal celebration,
a
like
few
normal
people down, like family or something like that. But other than that, I don't expect them to stay that late if they do come down, or
Oh,
they'll
wait.
come down actual New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100% in. My wife is working on New Year's Day.
Is she?
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, not nice for her, of course, but nice for us. For what it's worth, while I am out next week because I will be traveling back home to be with the family and therefore could not play the game, the week after that, I am also off because it's the slow period at work and everybody's in code freeze. So they're just like, have a week. So
Oh yeah, I'm off the rest of the year technically.
right. So if it comes to it and people are bored and we want to do that sort of planning, we could play multiple times in the week of New Year's. It is just an option I'm throwing out there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this shit. I could do.
Let's not plan that live here on the internet. I'm just throwing it out there. We've got more than a week to plan.
Yeah.
Everybody wave goodbye. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, internet.
Yeah. If we want.